Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll be talking about data types. Data types are various variables used to create storage for various information. Now, behind me I have an example of a few. Here I have an integer or int. Int is used to create storage for an integer. So, just basic numbers 1, 2 to 100. A char. A char is used to create storage for a character, A, B, C, D, all the way up to Z. Now over here, I have a double. A double is used to create extra space, extra storage for a float. Now you may be wondering, what is a float? Float is on the other side. Let's switch over here. Now a float is used to create storage for an integer with a decimal place. With that being said, that's possibly like 3.14, 0.00, or whatever, so on. So let's go back to what a double. So a double is just increased storage for a float, just for any type of decimal number. Now let's go back to this side. With that, now let's go to a bool. A bool is used to create storage for a true versus a false statement. What can be stored, as an example. Now, let's see. Here we have an integer, or int. Remember that int stores only integers. So this int c will not be happening. We already know that. So you just have int 17. That is okay. And let's go to a char. Char only stores characters. Which one of these is a character? C is a character. 7 is not a character, so that won't be happening. And me, although it contains characters, it's actually more of a string. Now, if you want to hear about that, you got to tune into my next video. So this will not be happening. Now, let's go over there to the double. As you remember, double is just a float that contains a decimal place. So which one of those have a decimal place? Only this one. So double 90, that's a string. That's not going to happen. Double H, that's a char. That's not going to happen. Now let's go to the next ones. Over here on my side, on this other side, we have a float. Float holds a decimal spot, so this one is okay. Now, float does not hold a char, so this one is wrong. Now with bool, I'll just show you basically how that works. Bool, you basically want to set one. You want to have two variables. You want to set one equal to true, and the next one equals to false. So B1 is equal to true. So if they don't put in anything other, if they put in anything other than B1, it will equal. Now we would be doing a quick test of knowledge. You can pause the video and answer them on your own, or you can work with them with me. Let's start with number 1. Int. Which one of these variables will be able to be stored inside of an int? B. B is a character. It cannot be stored inside of int. C is a group of characters, also known as a string, which you can pertain to my next video to learn about. So this will not be happening. So number 1 is A. Let's go to number 2. A char, which can be stored inside of a char. A. A is an integer. Char only stores characters, so 7 is wrong. Now B is a group of characters, but like I said, it's more of a string, so that is wrong. So C, which just says B, will be the answer. Now let's go to a float. Float is an integer with a decimal place. So let's start with A. A is A, which is a character. So that will not be happening. Now let's see B. B is an integer and it has a decimal place. Right there. So that's 3.14. That is a float. Now let's go to C. Let's see what C says. C says none, so we know this is definitely a float. So D is the answer. Hopefully that helped you learn data types and you can go on to be a wonderful programmer.